So we just got some fresh leaks concerning the long-awaited Apple TV6, which I'm super excited about because they help confirm my speculations from last year. But on the other hand, we have some negative news as well that's a bit disappointing to say the least. So in this video, I'm gonna go through all of those leaks, both the good and the bad, to basically show you guys what you should be expecting when Apple releases the new Apple TV, and also what you can expect in the future, because based on these leaks, it should be very exciting. But before I get into the most recent groundbreaking leaks, I want to give you guys a full rundown on when these leaks originally started and how they're now all compounding together to make all of this very possible. So let's get right into it. The leaks started in the beginning of last year with leaked tvOS 13.4 beta code showing brand new Apple TV hardware in the works. And then a month later, iOS 14 revealed that there was a new Apple TV remote being worked on as well, which is important because everyone hates the current Apple TV remote since it's extremely limiting and it's not very reliable. Then later in March, the verifier reported that Apple was planning to launch a new Apple TV with up to 128 gigs of storage. They also mentioned that tvOS would be upgraded with kids mode, screen time, and better parental controls. Then in April, 9to5Max said that a trusted source claimed that the Apple TV will be coming with an A14 chip, the same one that's in the iPhone 12 and the iPad Air 4. And then in May, John Prosser said that an Apple TV with an A14X chip, the same chip that came in the 2018 iPad Pro, would be launching very soon, but that obviously didn't happen, so I wonder why Apple has been continuing to hold off for so long. Jumping way ahead to August, Bloomberg reported that a new Apple TV is in the works with an upgraded remote and a new Find My Apple TV remote feature, which is very exciting, and it means that it's getting some sort of tracking chip built into it. And then in October, Fudge, a fairly reliable leaker on Twitter, claimed that Apple Arcade is getting big money poured into it. He said that new titles are in development that are so huge that they're meant to rival games like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, if that's true, then that would make sense why Apple is waiting so long to release the Apple TV. They're probably planning a huge gaming push, but they need the games to be ready first, and big AAA titles take years to develop. Fudge also claimed that there are two Apple TV models in the works, one with an A12X/Z chip and a higher-end model with an A14X-like chip. He again confirmed the reports of a new controller, and he even said that there are some crazy AAA games coming that will require the A13 Bionic and up to run, which basically means very graphically intensive games. Now, what makes the rumors of two different Apple TV models very interesting is the fact that in 2018, there were rumors of an Apple TV dongle in the works, which would compete with Google's Chromecast Ultra. That would actually make a lot of sense because the dongle could be the lower end model for basic Apple TV movie and show streaming, but the higher end model could be specifically for gaming, and it could potentially come with a gaming controller bundled with it. Moving on October 3rd, it was reported that an Apple TV with an A14X-like chip was sent out to game developers for testing. So it shows that those new AAA games are already in the works, and they require a ton of graphics power to run, which is extremely exciting. And then on October 11th, John Prosser said that the new Apple TV will have a U1 chip to track the location of your iPhone within your home, so it can automate tasks like controlling the brightness or sound, or maybe even do things like lock your smart door lock if you leave. And he also believes that the U1 chip will be a huge part of the Apple ecosystem, and he expects most Apple products in the future to come with one of these chips that has already been in the iPhone since last year's 11 Pro. Now moving on to December, Nikkei reported that we should be getting a new Apple TV sometime in 2021, but they didn't mention any specific dates. Then later that month, Bloomberg once again confirmed that we're still getting a new Apple TV with an updated remote in 2021, and they mentioned that it's going to have a stronger gaming focus, saying that there's going to be a big leap in terms of hardware and software to remain competitive in the long term. This goes to show that Apple is planning something big for this new Apple TV, pushing into the gaming segment, and that's probably why it's taking so long, and we can for sure expect a very powerful chip like the A14X. And now, getting into the most recent groundbreaking leaks, Love to Dream posted some images of the current Apple TV remote with a tagline saying, "It's time to change," once again confirming that a new remote will be coming with the new TV. So just by looking at all of those leaks and rumors, we should be getting extremely excited. However, there is still some very bad news that we gotta cover, so let's get into that. Many people were hoping for a release date this March, but we just got a major new rumor today from the verifier. Apparently, this new Apple TV is actually coming later this year in the 4th quarter, which means between October and the end of the year. They say that Apple will be hosting a special Apple TV Plus event where they will reveal some new movie and show content, as well as the new tvOS 15 features like a major software design refresh, a better App Store UI, a new kids mode with better parental controls, and channel subscription bundles. So based on those most recent rumors, it's a bit sad to see that the Apple TV could be launching way later than we expected, but there could actually be a very good reason for it. The verifier claimed that Apple is in advanced talks with major and well-known gaming companies in order to offer their games outside of the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC consoles. This basically means that Apple is trying to get AAA game developers to bring their games to the Apple TV and potentially more Apple products. So if we can get some awesome AAA titles to the Apple TV, it'll greatly help Apple's push into the gaming market. So it's going to be worth spending tons of cash just on game development and getting ports over to the Apple TV. This is extremely exciting because it opens up the possibility of cross-platform play, which is basically required if you want to have a competitive gaming console these days. They also mentioned that there will be a new Apple remote, as well as an actual dedicated gaming controller, which will probably be an optional add-on. We actually saw various leaks and rumors about a dedicated controller coming, and it falls in line with Apple's recent software updates, which added major controller features like button remapping, better haptics, and rumble, showing that Apple was planning to get big into gaming very soon. Now, with all of those leaks and rumors out of the way, let me speculate on what Apple is planning to do and how they can pull off the Apple TV launch. First off, if they truly are planning to delay the release date until the end of the year, this points to Apple waiting on the rumored AAA games to be ready before launching the Apple TV. This shows that they want all of their cards to fall into place before making the big launch, and this gives them more time to make deals with major game developers as well. If Apple does reveal a new gaming controller for the Apple TV, there's a good chance that they will open up tvOS to natively play iPad games as well, since the iPad now has really good controller support, and Apple did add crossplay gaming features in the latest 14 series of OS updates. Now, one thing I want to mention is that during Apple's iPhone 12 event, they showed off League of Legends Wild Rift, which I can see coming with controller support, so this means that this game will likely be supported on the Apple TV as well. So you'll basically be able to use the new controller on any Apple device, which I think is the ultimate goal. And I'm basically 100% sure that the new Diablo Immortal game will be coming to the Apple TV as well. What'll make this awesome is the fact that you'll be able to play these games on your Apple TV, then your iPhone, your iPad, and now even your Mac. And your progress is going to be auto-saved using Game Center, so you have a complete gaming ecosystem. Now, I personally hope that this Apple TV will be launching a bit earlier, like in March, since that's when we're expecting the A14X chip to be released. But Apple could totally wait until the end of the year if the games aren't ready right now. Now, as far as the price tag, I expect the Apple TV HD replacement model to start between $99 and $149, depending on if it's going to be a dongle or not. And for the higher end model, I think it could be priced as high as $279 to $349 because it's going to be competing with the other gaming consoles and it's going to offer a ton of performance. months. So there you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you disagree with any of my speculation, go ahead and comment down below and click the circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one. Definitely check out one of those two videos right there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.